Forrest Gump is an incredible movie directed by Robert Zemeckis starring Tom Hanks. It won him Academy Award for the Best Actor for the second year in a row and also won Best Picture. Forrest Gump is a well-written film that is about a guy who's not exactly the smartest individual, but despite his lower intelligence, is able to conquer that by being accidentally involved in a bunch of major events such as the Vietnam War. I definitely recommend this movie to people of all ages. This movie is a viable representation of what happened in the Vietnam War because it portrays the death of people, napalm bombings, as well as the bad conditions during the war. An article by the New York Times has a series of photos that is related to the Vietnam War. All of these photos have people suffering from the brutal consequences caused by the war. A lot of people brutally got abused by these soldiers, and the napalm attacks immensely damaged the environment and people. The napalm strikes burned down a lot of forests and were just as brutal in Forrest Gump as these photos. An article written by Alpha History describes the hardships of the Vietnam War. Rain and bad climate wore down the U.S. soldiers and slowed them down. However, the Vietnam Army were used to these conditions, therefore they used it to their advantage and set up traps. Forrest Gump reenacted the tragedies of the Vietnam War by describing how the soldiers lost many of their friends from climate change and attacks. These battles, however, were a lot more deadlier and gruesome in real life. An article written by Nikola Budanovic describes the destructive power of napalms. Napalm was a new military strength and was used throughout the Vietnam War. It was one of the first most used and inhumane weapons ever created. If a human were to be hit by a napalm, the fire would attach to their skin and there would be no way of putting it out unless you cover it all up. When a person is hit with a napalm, people would usually panic and try to pat the fire out. However, this worsens the fire and spreads it even more. The way that Forrest Gump describes the napalm attacks within their movie was almost perfect. Napalm attacks were extremely destructive and had immense firepower. Forrest Gump did well when it came to visualizing how big these explosions were and how deadly the attacks actually were. Therefore, I believe that this is an outstanding movie, 10 out of 10, that people should watch if they haven't seen it before. After watching Forrest Gump, it really gave me a better understanding of what really happened during the Vietnam War, because the scenes with people dying, napalm bombings, and bad conditions almost replicated the Vietnam War. The plot, screenplay, and dialogues, along with the outstanding acting by the characters, creates a dramatic effect allowing the theme of the movie to stay with the viewers for a long time. No matter what the age, race, gender, or social class the audience member is, they would definitely enjoy Forrest Gump.